Howdy folks, my name is Richie aka Bog Otter and welcome to the Bog Vlog. I wish I had some sort of theme music or an intro for that, but I don't, so we'll just continue and ignore that I said that. Today we're going to be looking at March 2014 as kind of like a channel recap. I'm going to go over what happened in March and also look forward into what's coming up in April for the channel. And I guess I'll start with the fact that in February, the Bog Vlog that we posted in February, or I posted in February, kind of revealed that I got laid off from Massively, and therefore, a lot of my income went out the window. And I also teased at the time that I was looking into alternate ways of actually recouping some of that income. So I'm happy to announce, some of you already know about this, but a week ago I launched a Patreon page. And if you don't know what that is, you can check out in the links below. I'll put in the description a link to the Patreon page so you can look at it yourself. But it's basically a crowdfunding website. It's kind of like Kickstarter, but whereas people pledge money to Kickstarter projects to fund some huge project that they want to get done, Patreon is a way for content creators and artists and musicians, YouTubers, whatnot, to have their viewers, their fans, pledge a certain amount per month that they will get for creating the content. And in return, the content creators can unlock some cool rewards for those people. So one of the rewards, if you just donate like $1 a month, is you have access to this patron-only feed on the site, and it's kind of like a Facebook page where I can kind of interact with the patrons, and people can ask me questions, and I can give behind-the-scenes info, and we can post jokes up there and laugh, and it's just a great way for me to interact with the community that's supporting me, and it's just a really great a tool. So go ahead and check that out, and just in general, why am I doing that? I mean, there's a Patreon video that I created that explains everything, but in general, the fact that there's that ad revenue on YouTube is so little, and it depends on getting tons of views. It means I have to tailor my content to get the maximum amount of views, and it also means that things like ad blocker prevent me from making money. Any kind of false copyright or content ID claims that I was dealing with earlier in the year, those things have an impact to the income I can bring in from YouTube. So this is just a way to cut out the middleman and have the folks that are really enjoying my content and want to see me continue to create that content directly help support the work. And I am extremely grateful that I have so many generous people that have already signed up. It's already only been launched for a week, and it's already doing really well. So I'm pretty excited about it. And yeah, I would implore you to check it out if you haven't already. Now, if you have checked it out, I'm open to suggestions. Right now, I kind of put together some tiers on how to become an otter. There's like a river otter and a sea otter and an otter pup and a giant otter. If there's other tiers you'd like to see me add and different rewards that I'm not offering currently, I'm definitely open to suggestions. So please, if you know a way for me to make the Patreon campaign even more successful, or know something that specifically you would desire and want to see, please let me know in the comments below. So let's talk about the channel. I think I just burped there a little bit. I'm not sure if you heard that or not. If you didn't hear it, ignore it. But if you did hear it, then I apologize. Excuse me. Let's talk about how the channel did in the month of March. So, if you guys have been following the Bog Vlogs so far this year, you guys know that January was a really, really good month for the channel. We had a lot of growth, and February was even better. Now, March has continued to be strong. It is not as strong as February. So even with a couple more days in March, we didn't hit the same number of views or the same number of subscribers. Oh, by the way, I want to just mention this real quick before I jump into stats on this. The Patreon campaign is all about, hey, we don't have to worry about views anymore and blah, 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 blah. And if Patreon really starts taking off, that will certainly be the case. But I just want everybody to know, because it does seem a little bit hypocritical. I love statistics. Ever since I was a kid, jumping into like baseball statistics, statistics on pen and paper games like Dungeons and Dragons, or I love graphs, charts, Excel spreadsheets. I really get a kick out of that stuff. So when I'm mentioning things about my YouTube channel in terms of growth and views and which videos got attention and which didn't, it's all about analytics and stuff I like to analyze. And I hope there's some people out there that find it interesting. And if you don't, maybe you can fast forward a little bit. You can't really fast forward. You can skip ahead a little bit. But I just wanted to kind of mention that I do like covering the stats on a monthly basis and kind of sharing that with those who are interested. So the views are down from February. The subscribers are down from February. Like pretty much every category is down from February except for the dislikes. The dislikes were on the rise. But I'm not painting a picture of doom and gloom here because they're all pretty strong and they didn't drop by that much. So for example, in March I had 237,000 views on my videos. That's just mind blowing. That's down about, I don't know, 13,000 or so from over February. And the subscribers, I got around 1,300 or between 1,300 and 1,400. It's hard to kind of tell because the last day of the month hasn't really, tabulated into the stats yet. But it's around that, whereas in February it was over 1,500. So right now, as we're currently standing, it's approximately 17,500 subscribers. So if you're brand new to the channel and this is your first bog vlog that you're watching, please welcome. Have my sincere welcome. I hope you're enjoying my content and welcome aboard. And in March we had the top 10 videos in terms of views. Now these weren't necessarily videos that I put out in March. But these are the ones that got the most views. There were top 10. There were 4 WildStar videos, 3 Hearthstone videos, 2 Elder Scrolls Online videos, and 1 Guild Wars 2 video. So it's a good spread amongst the games I was covering. And I was fortunate to get into some of the Elder Scrolls PTR testing because a couple of those videos did pretty well. So let's talk about March's content and lead into what April's content is looking like. So in March, I actually was able to do a bunch of Let's Plays on Elder Scrolls Online. The NDA got completely lifted in WildStar, so I was able to show higher and higher level stuff in WildStar. And I streamed a bunch, and not as much as I'd like, but I streamed a bunch, and I chopped some of those up for some highlight videos. We also got the Guild Wars 2 end of the first Living Story season. So I did some videos every time there was a Living Story instance and kind of wrapped up the events of that. And I also did a couple Tyria Talk videos for Guild Wars 2, previewing the April 15th feature pack that's coming out. So overall, I also did a couple Hearthstone deck guides and a Hearthstone arena run through, just playing around with different formats, trying to figure out like what kind of content works and what kind of content is not really worth continuing to create. So I will say this, in terms of Elder Scrolls Online, I have not pre-ordered. The launch has actually just happened this past weekend. I am not jumping into this game at the start. Maybe if it really, if it gets really good buzz in a month or two, I might jump in. But with WildStar's release date announced as June 3rd, it's not likely I'm going to be playing any more Elder Scrolls Online. I think it's got a fun leveling experience. I'm not convinced there's a lot for me to do at endgame since I'm not really into the siege warfare PvP side of things. So the Elder Scrolls content's probably not going to continue much on this channel. Things can change, but at least right now that's how it looks. So it's looking like the 3 games I'm going to continue into April are definitely going to be WildStar, Guild Wars 2, and Hearthstone. And there's going to be a mix of that. Another cool thing actually just in about the end of next week, not this week, the end of next week, I'm going to be going to PAX East. I'm going to be away Thursday, Friday, Saturday, coming home Sunday evening. And it looks like that is going to have a lot of WildStar in it. There's going to be a meetup on Saturday night, a WildStar party that I will probably be attending. There is a big panel for WildStar on Friday. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to cover things while I'm there. The combination of me not having like the best equipment for this, like I use a web camera to record my videos. I don't have like a fancy DSLR camera or anything like that. I don't have like a tripod set up. I don't have a microphone that connects. I have I have a Cybershot that can make video, but I don't know how to hook up like a microphone to this or anything like that to do an interview. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing like much of a working PAX East. Obviously, I'll be gathering information. I can come back home at the end and kind of, talk about things, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to have any content like dev interviews or anything like that. If I can kind of pull it off in the next week or so and get some stuff, maybe we could do something like that. But if you have any suggestions on, is there a microphone that you can hook up to something like this? I'm not sure. Like, I don't want to walk around the convention center with just a bunch of bulk equipment. I'm not going with anyone, so I'm not going to have like a camera person or anyone that can help me out in that regard. But in any case, I'm going to PAX East, and I'm going to be, looking at the WildStar stuff, seeing what else is out there. If you are going to PAX East too and you see me somewhere, feel free to come over and say hi. Don't be afraid of that. I will mention this right in front. I might prefer to fist bump you, to shake your hand. I am germophobic, so I'll say that in advance. But other than that, please come over and say hi. I welcome meeting people. I met a couple people at PAX East last year, and that was really fun. And that's basically what's kind of going on in terms of PAX East. So April, I'm looking for ideas and suggestions on how to take the games that I'm playing and create more different types of content. On the weekend betas for WildStar, the beta for WildStar is only on weekends now. I've been doing a lot of my leveling Let's Plays, and I think people have enjoyed that. They do fairly well view-wise. I get a lot of good comments from them, but I also recognize that it would be nice to have some other types of WildStar content too. So guides or different types of things like that. The problem is I have very limited time to play on the weekends, because that's when I do all my family type stuff, right? We have soccer games and tennis lessons and haircuts and grocery shopping and just spending time together. The weekend betas are actually terrible for me. Weekday betas would be great. So I'm going to try to see what I could do in that regard. Guild Wars 2. I don't know what they're doing with the living story, the living world. It's going to be interesting. The feature package is going to come out, and I could probably cover some things there, maybe some gem store previews or tutorial on the new wardrobe system. I'm not sure, but and I have a gold making quickie going out today. It's probably already out by the time this video gets released. But if you guys have any ideas on format or what type of new series you'd like to see, either in Guild Wars 2 or stuff you want to see in WildStar or even Hearthstone, let me know. I'm open to suggestions. I would love to hear your feedback, input. What would you like to watch? And I'm also always on the lookout for other games to kind of get into. If the Patreon campaign really starts taking off and I can really just forget about views entirely and post whatever kind of content I want, I might go back and play some of the games that I have purchased and installed and never finished or never even played. Like, I have BioShock Infinite. I've never even launched the game. I hear it's a great game, but making content for it is probably not something that's going to get a ton of views because it's an old game. But maybe people would be interested in something like that. I never finished the Banner Saga. That was a lot of fun, and I wish I could give it more attention. It's just that there's so many games and there's so little time, and I wish I had more time. Not less games. More time would be good. Well, that's going to wrap things up. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for all of the support that everyone gives me. I really appreciate it when you like my videos and hit the like button, when you favorite them, and also, you comment on them. All those things helps these videos get more searchable on the YouTubes. And if you don't follow me already on Twitter or Facebook, go over to my Twitter page, Twitter @RichieProcopio, or my Facebook.com/BogOtter. I post things. I post my videos there, obviously, when I put them out, and that's probably more reliable than the subscriber feeds on YouTube. But I also post, just different funny links that I find, or post things, I complain about the fact that, I have a headache, or, stupid things like that. These are important things that people should know about, like my headaches. No, you shouldn't know about that. But I'll post funny pictures of Snapples or something like that. So, if you don't mind, I'd appreciate you go hitting me up on those social networks over there. I hope everybody has a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.